Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. We left off on a bit of an unforeseen ending last time, huh?
You could say that.
Well, let's get right back to it and find out what happens next. Just kidding. We're going to do a flashback to when the gang first met.
See what I mean?
Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Just a scant few weeks ago, down in the dingy little rimland village that the Mudboots call home, raucous laughter of their second in command fills the town's only beer hall as Gaston makes an absolute drunken fool of himself up on stage. Now, Tierney, as his commanding officer, how do you feel about Gaston?
Gaston is a blowhard, and he is bigger than Tierney, and that he thinks that makes him in charge, but it doesn't. And Tierney is very quick to let him make a fool of himself constantly, and kind of allow that to speak for his standing. In every way that Tierney is dignified and honorable, Gaston is not. But the one piece of mutual respect between Tierney and Gaston is that Gaston is from here and clearly cares about here. So, in a way, Tierney is not threatened by him and recognizes his place in the social order, even if he's quick to let him know that Tierney is still, in fact, in charge.
Indeed. So, for the third time tonight, he is demanding that you get up on stage and do a pole dance with that fancy spear of yours. He says, "Come on up, Tierney! All the lads want to see you. Ain't that right, lads? Lads! No one looks nearly as enthused as he is.
Let me finish my drink.
Now, Tierney, as commander of the Mudboots, ornery though you may be, do you really feel that they're up to the task you've been assigned, the duty that you've been bestowed by the crown itself?
Well, have they ever been up to any task they've been assigned? I think nay, but it is the task we have.
Indeed it is. Now, let's mosey on over to the bar, where we see our favorite warrior in exile enjoying the establishment's libations. Henrik, how deep in your cups are you? Is the barkeep gonna have to run out back for a few more kegs?
Absolutely. I'm not deep enough.
Now, Ingvi has left you alone here to refill while he shops for magical bits and bobs. It's probably been a long time since the two of you have seen even this much civilization, paltry as it is. They even have straw mats in the common room upstairs. How's the idea of sleeping inside for once after such a long journey sound?
We were a little wary of the idea at first. Being in exile gets a lot of negative attention headed my way, but the vibe here seems pretty chill. Everyone seems to be minding their own business. So, yeah, I think we're probably going to stay here tonight.
Now, since you are enjoying yourself with the drink so much, I'm going to put the dazed condition on you. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Easily.
And as Henrik busies himself with the tavern's plenty, someone new slips in. Henrik, why don't you give me a roll check to see if you recognize them, inebriated as you are.
Okay.
That'll be insight plus insight.
Let's see. Roll check. Insight. Here we go. Ooh. of the bar.
That's not gonna do it. Do you want to stick with that roll, or do you want to spend a Fabula point on it?
You know what? We got a lot of those points built up for narrative
do.
purposes. It would be nice to learn more about this guy. And I think this is, despite the fact that I'm fairly dazed, there's a certain element of just being wary of strangers. So that I'm trying to work through the daze a little bit just to check out who's walking in. You know, I'm still on guard to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ever the vigilant guard. That is much better. Considering your die size is a 6, rolling 2 4s is pretty close to as good as you can get with that. So, as this figure comes in, you think you recognize them. You can only see glimpses of their face through the heavy cloak and the hood that they have pulled down over their eyes. And they hurriedly make their way past you. But you're pretty sure this is the courier that you last saw dead back home in Orion.
Oh, my scene.
And that courier is going to head down towards the other exit of the tavern, where Armand is seated. Armand, you're far from home. It's fucking cold here. It makes sense that you barely see any other reptiles this close to the northern rim. But your job is finished. There will be done. Silent is the sun. It happens in the blink of an eye. If you weren't trained for this, even you would miss it happening right before your eyes. The dagger you'd left embedded in the table before you is swapped out for an identical one as the courier passes by.
So soon?
It seems so.
Okay. Standing up from my seat, I carefully trade another dagger with the new one in the table and head over to another seat, distancing myself from the one here.
You might need a little privacy for what you're about to read.
I carefully dig open the wrapping on the handle of the dagger and look to see if there's a message.
Let's see. Show players. Just mark. All right. Do you have a copy of it up now?
Did not pop up, but maybe it's here.
I see it.
Did I send it to Keith instead?
I think so. Uh-oh.
Let's see. How about now?
There it is.
Yeah, I did it right this time. Why don't you go ahead and read for us that missive you've been handed?
2 by 2, listen true. The sand tide surges, seekers reap. A new dawn rises, no time for sleep. Eyes on the inside, the seekers require. The land of gold, its fortunes expire. Favor and graces the seeker must find. To head beneath crown, we must pay mind. Silent is the sun, seeker. Oh, it's from the guild.
Sure is, isn't it? Now, what do you make of that? And if you're not sure, you can always give me an insight.
Think I understand it, but let's see whether or not Armand understands it.
All right.
This goes in as a skill.
Yep, you
No,
can
I
just
can-
hit roll check.
Oh, no. I am clicking the wrong thing in this interface. Give me a moment.
Up near the top right, just below your Fabula points, there's a roll check button.
Thank you.
You get a pretty decent idea from reading this over. There's been similar language in older missives you've had to peruse before. You remember not very fondly, orientation where people were punished for seeking help to interpret these missives. It's a skill you've had to develop, and one that you've had lots of time to hone and practice. From what you can gather, this missive is saying that the guild wants eyes inside the royal court of Dorado, in Queen Naletti's own court. That's kind of a big ask.
How do they expect me to find a way into the court?
That's a very good question, but you'll have time to figure that out. It's not like there's someone waiting for you. As the courier departs, he passes by a rather sizable sheep, coming to collect his traveling compatriot. Ingvi, what sort of magical sundries were you able to find here in town? Was it too small of a village to stock the good stuff, or was it just small enough that the old folk magics were still popular enough to keep the shelves stocked with the weird and hard to find stuff?
I think I'm noticing a trend that there's less and less each time we stop by a village. Finding more luck on the outskirts, scavenging it myself, but there are a few things here and there. Herbs and smaller regions.
I see. Tierney, this sheep catches your eye. There's just something about him that tickles the back of your brain. I'm sure it's nothing. But maybe, just maybe, you might need some help for the duty you've been bestowed.
I think Tierney kind of eyes him over. Travelers are probably not completely foreign to these parts, but Tierney has seen dozens of adventurers, and he probably doesn't have a super high opinion of them. He is a monster slayer, a militiaman, a commander, a captain by trade. He has done the long walk all over the Grail as the militiamen of the various domains and kingdoms are meant to. And whenever you see a party, a group of so-called adventurers, of people seeking glory and fame and fortune, he can't help but just think, what a load of show-offs. Why? Why would they do this? Why would they subject themselves to it? It's, I think, to him, to draw a modern parable. He looks at them. He's someone who goes camping. He thinks they're like glampers or like, tourists. So while he doesn't say anything to Ingvi, I think he looks at the staff, which is most certainly a little bit more rare. Raises an eyebrow, and then yells, "Rutger, get me some more ale."
The loyal hound of the Mudboots bows his head and immediately goes to fetch for you, as he is so apt at doing.
And I think he nudges the skunk beside him and just goes, "Lot of travelers in these parts lately. I'm gonna need to be a lot more drunk to deal with them."
You want me to make the good stuff? Dreyfus is an alchemist of sorts, but most people would just call him foul. He's able to brew all sorts of potions and poultices, but it is rare that someone would voluntarily put them to their lips. Unless he's making moonshine. He is incredibly good at just turning water into moonshine. The entire cavalcade of the Mud Boots has praised him for this capability, and he is eager to show it off at any turn. He reaches forward and grasps a mug of water in front of him and starts doing it before you even confirm that that's what you wanted. He just wants to show off.
I think Tierney gets one whiff of this. I mean, calling it moonshine is probably a a kinder way to refer to it than what it is, which is probably just like pure fucking boot alcohol. And
alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Extra boot.
Tierney just goes, "Dear God, man, are you trying to make me blind? Nah, hand it over," and just throws it back. Tierney's done it probably hundreds of times. He's been living, at least in this station, for probably the better part of maybe 6 or 7 years. He knows these people pretty well. He knew them when they were recruits. Chances are, the first time he caught Dreyfus with a stash in the militia tents, as they're making their contraband hooch, he probably confiscated it, made them all do watch duty in the middle of the night, and then went back to his own tent to drink it. So that's his dynamic, I think, with the rest of them. Is Tierney is a stern and rowdy commander, willing to kind of put their nose in it, but at the same time, he's like a kind father a little bit, or an older brother of sorts to a lot of them.
I see. As you make that exchange with him, Gaston continues his bombastic ass foolery up on the stage, fishing through the chest that's on stage here and pulling out a red cowl, one that is often used for stage plays. It's not quite as sophisticated as a Rakugo or a one-man show, but they have some tools of the trade here. And it barely covers his head, but he thrusts it on and he says, "Hey, look at me! I am Vivian the Red Cowl." He completely butchers Valerian's name, poorly remembering the details from that missive the Mud Boots were given, as he parades himself around, mocking the distant villain that he is sure to vanquish one day.
It's me.
Just get a nosebleed somewhere.
Ingvi, you've heard rumors about this Valerian as well. The town is abuzz with them. People are saying that there's a crimson mage summoning gods, killing people. Someone's got to put a stop to it, but hasn't sound like your problem, does it?
I think that he has a visible look of concern, like being able to piece together like what's being depicted on stage, but I think that he wouldn't necessarily like vocalize those concerns to anybody. He doesn't know who these people are, what they're doing here, but just slowly makes his way back to Henrik.
At last reunited. It's been a good 30 minutes. That's too long, isn't it?
Hey, Ingvi, I think this place is probably good to stay to the night, but for a vibe check, do you want to run down on what's been going on in here?
I think he just looks up at the stage.
I mean, yeah, you can take a look for yourself. I think you have a pretty good idea.
What's he doing up there?
I don't know. He's pretty drunk, probably horny. There's the guy at the other table down there in the yellow cape. He's the leader. The one in the red cape is his lapdog. The most interesting thing to happen so far is with the little guy in the corner. You remember the courier I told you about, the one that's been haunting me? I swear I saw him talk to the little guy. So I don't know what the hell that's all about. I swear it's not the alcohol talking. I might be drunk, but I'm not hallucinating. I'm not drunk. Not
you
yet.
You don't need to convince me. I think he just looks over to where Armand is. I didn't even see that little guy.
He blends in. He's really well camouflaged. Gotta hand it to him.
But yeah, all to say, I don't know. I think the vibes here are fine. Everyone seems to be keeping to themselves. I think we can stay the night.
Well, you saw him. Did he see you?
He seemed like he was in a hurry. So, if he saw me, he definitely did his best to ignore me.
Having a roof over our head might be a welcome change of pace. As long as this crowd doesn't get too rowdy.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. As I look back at the stage.
He is quite rowdy. The gestures he's doing right now could blind a nun. Now, Armand, you're a good listener. I'm sure someone's told you that before. But
Maybe.
you've been overhearing quite a lot of chatter from the contingent of mudboots over at the next table. It sounds like they're on some sort of royal mission for Dorado. That might be an opportunity for you to ingratiate yourself.
Could this be an inn? But they're hunting something? Maybe it's time to figure it out. Don't mind me not being able to walk in this system. Gonna take some time to learn.
Look, the controls on these
Yeah, I
old
keep
games
forgetting
are-
the command for rotational directions. I keep rotating the wrong way at first. That's just me being a little drunk.
The dutiful knight that you pass by reflexively pulls out a chair for you.
Ah, very kind. Very kind.
He bows
Go ahead
his
and
head
take the seat.
slightly. And then after delivering the beer he was requested, he heads back to his own seat.
What do ye want?
I could not help but overhear that you are perhaps on a bit of a quest. I have certain skills that could be useful.
Tierney's eyes narrow, and he takes a big gulp of his, flagon of ale, puts it down on the table, and goes, "You mean the bounty? It's awful suspicious to call it a quest, mate."
Is that what it is? Look, all I know is I overheard that you're dealing with the worst sort of individual, and I've had to deal with him before. I could be useful to you. I do not require much in the way of compensation. I just need the company right now.
What, you're talking about Valerian? The God's Tamer?
Is that his name?
Dear Lord, man. The contract is up tomorrow.
Well, then what are we sitting around here for?
I think he stops and looks at you and goes, "As I said, the contract's up tomorrow, which means we have a whole night of leisure ahead of us. So if you'll kindly scurry off to wherever you came from, I got no mind to pay to adventurers and people who be calling bounties quests."
Suit yourself. But I get the feeling that I'll be seeing you again.
I think to that, he cocks an eyebrow, and then he turns over, looking at the group over at the bar, and he goes, "What are ye looking at? You want to get in on this adventuring too?"
Not particularly. And I just avert my gaze back to the buffoon on the stage.
That's right. If you know what's good for you, you'll keep your nose out of it. All of this business with Valerian and gods taming and mages and monsters running amok. You adventurers don't know what you're getting yourselves into.
I'll show you how he tames the gods. And then Gaston gets down on his knees, and I legally cannot say the gestures he is committing right now.
To that, I think Tierney begins to walk up to Gaston and says, "Oi, mate, do you want to say that to my face?"
Anytime, little man. It's been a long time since the last round of Toss the Badger.
Oh, you mean when I knocked you on your ass?
Everyone behind you nods and goes, yeah, that's how it went, yeah.
I think they're fighting.
Yeah, I'm nudging Ingvi like in the elbow with my elbow, being like, "Well, looks like we've got our entertainment for the evening."
Gaston puts up his dukes, wobbling in place. Clearly not in his right mind. He's like, you want to fight about it then, do you?
Aye, I do.
All right, let's go into combat. Tierney versus Gaston.
This is when I explained to Ingvi, I think he's mad at the little one because he refused to pole dance for him.
That would get anyone
That makes
riled.
sense. Yeah. No, I get it.
Let's see.
He doesn't get it.
All right. Give me a dex check for Tierney.
As just a regular roll check?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a success. You go first.
Yeah, okay. Very well. You see Tierney, and it's like every single... It's like when you see in like a like cartoon where like from his feet to the tip of his head, like it's like all of his hairs begin to stand on end as it travels up, and then it's like if this were a cartoon, steam would be blowing out of his ears. Like he's very very mad about this, and I think he immediately just goes to deck Gaston. I mean, this is a tavern brawl. He is gonna just like grab him by the waist and try to like suplex him, like wrestle him onto the floor. He just throws himself at the man.
Hell yeah.
And I think everyone who's watching gets the impression that this has happened many times, probably. So yeah, we'll just go ahead.
All right. This man has atrocious defense, so that hits him, even though one of your rolls was a 1.
Yeah.
So as you lay into him, climbing this man like a tree to take him down, he falls immediately. He's so incredibly drunk that this is not a contest. He's out for the count. He hits the floor with a tremendous thud, shaking the entire tavern and drawing a round of applause from those who are watching.
That character's dead now.
Loudmouth, I say.
I think that like Ingvi would like immediately jump up and like check on him.
Give me an insight willpower for Ingvi.
While he's doing that, Tierney, claps his hands off, dusts himself off, and just goes, "Mess with the badger, get the horns," and then just begins to walk off. And he goes, "I've got to water the grass, if you catch me drift," and then takes a step outside to tend to his needs.
While he's out there making a drift, Ingvi, you think this guy's fine. He just needs to sleep it off. Preferably not on a hardwood floor, but I don't think even you could move him. Maybe Henrik.
Not worth the trouble, I'm afraid. Let's leave him.
It'll be fine.
It's probably fine, right?
So, despite this inauspicious meeting, this refusal to the call for adventure, somehow things worked out. And the three of you ended up tagging along with the Mudboots on their northward trek to find the Crimson Scourge, Valerian himself. Our story returns, at last, to Valerian. Poor Valerian. All alone against a god.
Our flattened sprites.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, and I could not let that go.
All alone against the god. But you're no stranger to that, are you? You've done this before. You just need to finish the ritual.
But pits.
It seems you have 0 MP, and the sleeping god continues to flood the chamber with its sleepy spores. You feel you won't have enough time to chug a few potions here. You need to act now. Curiously enough, you know that you can sacrifice an item related to your ritual to lower its MP cost. And the ever-dutiful commander of the Mudboots just presented you with one such item, didn't he?
The collar.
Indeed. The collar, still clutched in his hands. That's quite useful for a binding ritual, wouldn't you say?
What in the skies is this?
Picking up
What is
and
it?
examining the Joker, you see that it is enchanted with an inscription written on its interior. It says, "By the divine right of the throne of Melody, ye who bear this burden must heed the command of the crown until you are released from duty." That sounds like a binding enchantment if you've ever heard one. Just the sort of thing you could sacrifice to pull this off, even with no mana.
Infringe on my agency, will you?
All right, so let's cast this Arcanism ritual. Now, let's take a look
With ritual arcanism, which I just learned from defeating this party.
Yup, that will be a willpower plus willpower roll.
This button? There we go. No?
Yeah, that tells you which roll to use.
It doesn't
Now
do
you-
it.
Yeah, now you can make it manually.
And you do that by...
Up at the top right, just under your Fabula points, there's a roll check button.
We will learn how to do this.
Oh, there it is.
One by one.
It's a lot of interface.
It is. There's so
There we
much
go.
going on.
So far, I've been firing things by just clicking on the ability.
I do really love these character
Can we
sheets. I
do
know
it?
the stream can't see them, but they're beautiful. That's not a particularly good result, but you've got some Ultima points that you could burn through if you want to re-roll that. Now, when you make a re-roll, I probably should have mentioned this before, but it bears repeating now. You can choose to re-roll both of your dice, or just one of them if you want to keep one of them.
Uh-huh.
So, would you like to spend an Ultima point to re-roll?
I would.
All right. Which of your traits are you using to justify this reroll? You are the God Tamer. And your theme is control. So you have two very good candidates here.
If only I could use this thing to control my ability to tame this god, I might be able to evoke one of my traits.
Oh, perfect.
To establish end universe, there's only one. Just one
One
God
what?
Tamer.
According
The
to
God
me.
Tamer, yes.
Let's see. I guess statistically a 6 is in the better half of results, so I should just re-roll the 2.
Double one.
All right. You can give me a /roll 1d10 then. That'll be the easiest way to do it.
Just gotta believe.
A
That's a higher
9.
number.
All right. That's a total of 15. That is the minimum you needed.
Oh. If I knew that, I would have rerolled the 6.
You might have gotten worse, though.
Yes, but it was statistically unlikely to roll a 9 or a 10.
This is true. All right. You have bound the sleeping god.
No.
Would you like to name him?
This rules.
No.
There is no way.
Let's go. This is the coolest shit ever.
Sleppy the sleeping god.
Name him Butt.
Did you name the last one, or is it still the hungry god?
I didn't get a chance to name it.
Just press enter, Keith. Just press enter.
You can just press enter. You can leave it with the default name. That's fine.
How does it... Wait, how do I do anything?
Oh, it's fake.
Oh, it's fake. I genuinely believed that I could control it. I was like, I can't believe he did all this.
I will put 5 hours of labor into a 5-second joke. Don't test me.
I was like,
This is a
God.
fantastic bit. This is my favorite part of the
That's
campaign so far, I
absurd.
think. Dear God.
I'll just fucking type it in. Oh wait, he said it. I didn't know he
Melon.
said. I didn't know he could say it.
All right, you have tamed Melon.
Like,
Congratulations.
This video game sounds are gonna kill me.
how am I supposed to do this with a straight face now?
Now, as the dust settles, quite literally because the spores are starting to get thinner, you are feeling less sleepy moment by moment. You feel a strange energy, an arcane energy scattered around the room. The command choker that you sacrificed is gone, but its energy lingers.
Don't you dare.
The responsibility that Keith has right now.
Like, bear in mind that I will see you in person tomorrow.
Hard veto.
No, I'm not gonna rename the party. This is unhinged, and I won't be able to remember them. Jesus Christ, God.
My God.
Valerian, as you gaze upon the defeated heroes that lay scattered around you,
And flat.
you realize that the command choker you sacrificed as part of your ritual appears to have returned, manifesting around each of their necks. Oh dear.
Oh. Well, that's new.
The heroes...
Valerian's confused for like 10 reasons. Like, that's not a thing that's ever happened before. But also, Valerian doesn't understand what's going on because he was here to kidnap the god, and then a pack of adventurers showed up. And I'm like, oh, they're gonna stop him from taking the god. Then they attack the god.
They sure did.
Which is not the thing you expect the people saving the god to do, but also made his job harder because now he had to tame a god that was actively agitated. So he was kind of fucked. It's been a day.
Wow. That day's about to get a little bit longer because the heroes begin to stir, roused by the ritual that has now bound them to you. Let's get them back up on their feet. 1, a 2, a 3.
A 3.
Right up to half HP at your crisis point after surrendering. So let's get you to crisis. Let's get you to crisis. Crisis. And crisis. They all have more HP than you now. That's great.
Round of applause for Ka for remembering to refresh the UI when he gave us all
did it.
HP. Yay!
Yay!
Well, I hope you've all gotten that out of your system.
God, what happened?
You meddled with affairs you did not understand. And now you reap the consequences.
I think Tierney looks at Valerian and then kind of struggles up, kind of grunting, old man grunt as he stands up and goes to reach for the collar that was in his hand to collar Valerian. And then as he grasps, he finds nothing and he looks down. What?
Wait for it.
His hand reaches up to his own neck, and he realizes, at least, that he is collared now. And he goes, "You do not know what you've done. I ought to fucking kill you, Valerian. The Queen will not be merciful. You still have time to submit."
I don't think you can kill me.
"I didn't want to do this." And then Tierney goes to strike Valerian, and as he spins his spear, he swings, and it stops an inch from his throat as if repelled by a force field.
You feel a tremor through your body as you take up arms against him. Not only you, but the others as well, feel a compulsion to stop this violence, to rush to Valerian's aid. And as you do, you realize the four of you have an intense, violet sheen to your eyes as that compulsion takes root, before fading away a moment later when the violence has subsided.
What heresy is this?
When Valerian sees the spear stop, he backhands him with his tome.
Does that hit me?
That does, and it does a lot of damage because caster weapons are stupid.
I think Tierney is sent reeling back, and this probably stings more than he expected it to.
You brought a powerful magical artifact to a powerful wizard?
It was meant to dampen his powers, so we could bring him in on the Queen's orders. The bounty said, take him alive.
Huh. Fascinating. Well, this changes things.
Ingvi, have you ever seen magic like this before? I think we're screwed.
I suppose I have to
think he
feed
has.
you now.
Ingvi, you realize you have just the tool to dispel enchantments such as this.
I do.
But give me an insight willpower real quick.
I found it really fast.
Your dispelling only works on people, not on items. Because this enchantment is protected within the collars that have been placed upon you, you don't think it's going to be that easy to get rid of.
I think that he just like holds it, like tugs at it a bit, thinks on it, and wordlessly just shakes his head as Henrik is looking at him. This is a bit beyond me. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, we'll figure something out.
Oh, the gears are turning. This is uncharted territory for everyone.
You can't know what you're messing with, Valerian. These are monsters. Pagan. They taint the Grail.
I've listened to those who knew better, and they were wrong. Any more platitudes to serve?
I will bring you in, Valerian.
And how are you going to do that?
You'll see reason. One way or another.
Are you going to charm me? Are we going to talk it out now?
You're just a bat, flapping your wings like an eagle hasn't snatched you from the sky.
You think you're cute. It's apparent that Valerian doesn't have wings, plural.
Indeed, as you gaze upon the one who now commands you, you see one of his wings has been horribly shredded by some sort of injury.
I forgot how to turn.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got that asymmetric sprite.
I'm not sure how clearly I can see it. There we go. The scan lines made it harder to see.
Look, it's a CRT. You just got to squint really hard.
You gotta interpolate them pixels.
I don't know what game you're playing, but it's dangerous, I know that.
It's a simple goal. A world without gods. You'll thank me for it one day. Well, if we're done here, I'm tired of this and I'm tired of you. And Valerian makes a move to leave instead of standing in the strange boss fight spot for the rest of his life.
As Valerian begins to depart, the rest of you feel that strange pang of compulsion again. You worry for him. As soon as he is out of your line of sight, you feel compelled to protect him, to move closer, to ensure he does not come to harm. Oh, this is a lamentable fate.
I feel oddly compelled to follow him and make sure he's safe.
Oh no, Valerian is the collective scrunkle.
This strangely alluring boy failure.
That's what the big ears are for, to broadcast the boy failure. Departing from the ritual chamber, the group backtracks towards the cave's exit. A junction here splits the path in twain. And coming up from that southwestern path, you see the mud boots. Or at least some of them, blocking your path. Gaston looks agitated.
Pits below, I just want a nap.
You came.
Tierney, the hell's taken Sedan, long lad.
Be careful. He's got heretical magics.
Magics, eh?
I don't want to do what he'll make me do. Gaston, if you ever listen to me, leave now.
What he makes you do? The hell's you talking about?
I think Tierney goes to speak, but he can't. The words don't come out of his throat.
Bewitched they. Shame. He motions for Keen, the eagle-eyed deer at his side, to draw his bow. Ingvi, give me an insight wisdom.
Can do.
Sorry, insight willpower. That's the word.
I feel compelled to use a Fabula point in this situation.
Yeah, you might want to.
Let's see. What the fuck is what stat would I be invoking for this though? Where are those actually?
As on the 1, 2, 3,
There we
4, 6th tab.
I think his identity as a stargazing wanderer here in that he is traveling to help heal and protect people, and he's channeling that energy.
As a stargazer, your gaze is ever drawn upward. Reroll that for me.
Will do. I know this one will be better.
That's a lot better. As you look up, you notice some cracks, some crevices, some fissures in the ceiling. A little bit of ritual entropism could bring the cave crashing down between these two groups, preventing them from coming to arms.
I do that.
All right. Let's take a look at how much that costs. Rituals. That's going to cost you 20 MP. Is that okay?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So, give me a... Let's see. Entropism uses...
Now I get the fun task of figuring out how to actually roll this.
Another insight willpower check.
All right.
Oh my god, that's even better. Excellent. You succeed. You reach deep and you call upon the entropy of the universe to weaken the bonds holding the rocks together in the ceiling. And the entire chamber begins to quake.
What are you doing, Ingvi?
I don't know, but this ain't looking good. We can't have another fight on our hands. I think he's just like channeling his staff towards the stalactites.
Yes. They hang on tight.
First
They
try,
do not
yeah, let's
stand
go.
up with all their might.
Ooh, first try. I'm so smart. Let's go.
Rocks fall. Nobody dies.
But, question. Can we clearly tell that they're alive on the other side, or does it look like they could have come down in the rubble?
Give me an insight for Tierney.
Great. He's so good at those stats in particular.
That's good.
Trauma
That'll
check.
help us.
Hold on.
Oh, you're kidding. You're lying.
I'm lying.
He was
I was
lying
doing
to
a
us.
lie.
He's a liar.
Wow.
I was doing a little thematic
That's why Valerian's the
lie.
That's why Valerian's the leader.
You think they were far enough away that that's not going to hurt them. But you also notice something else when examining the rock fall. One of the smaller boulders that rolls out alongside Valerian stands up.
Oh,
Oh,
Nope. Quest over. Cut it out.
The creature looks around, confused. Why has it been disturbed from its place of rest?
Rock golem? I thought those were just a fairy tale.
Nay, they're common in these parts.
Huh.
We did just see a god too.
They heckle the mountaineers from time to time.
Curious, the creature approaches. It seems intrigued.
Does anyone know how to speak rock?
Can I feral speech it?
You can give it a try. Let's see, does that require a check of any kind? You can communicate with beast, monsters, and plant species. I'll say elementals on there too. So what do you say to it?
I think because I've never even tried speaking with a thing like this before, it's kind of just like communicating a vibe. I'm trying to make sure it's okay and that it knows that we don't want to hurt it, or at least I don't want to hurt it.
The rock vibrates and rumbles in a rhythmic tune back at you. It seems to understand what you're saying, and though it takes a moment to parse, because you've never spoken to a rock before, probably, it seems
Spoken to
be
rocks, but they never talk. This is their first time speaking back.
Yeah, they don't tend to do that. It seems to be asking if these creatures surrounding it have salt in them.
Huh. Probably not a good source of salt.
What does it want?
But not zero.
Do you understand what it is
Don't answer it.
saying?
It seems excited by your answer. We like that, right? We like a excited little critter.
Is it gonna Magneto
Not
salt
sure
out
that
of
we do.
people?
And it points to you and begins rumbling. As it does, you see more of the rocks that fell in the center of the room are starting to vibrate and rumble in turn.
Guys, I think we might want to get the hell out of here.
What'd it say?
I think they want to eat us? Something like that?
Let's leave. I think that's a good call.
As more rocks slide from that brutal cave-in, they quickly seal off your path.
I knew one was going to be called Boulder.
I think it's time for initiatives. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Love this. This is great.
Who could have foreseen this coming?